Hello and welcome to the Stephen King experiment. Hello everyone, it's me, Sarah, and this week I am doing a writing experiment. I sort of thought to myself, what are the pieces of writing advice that I hate the most? The first three I came up with just so happened to be writing advice from the one and only Stephen King. So I thought, what better way to test out his writing advice, which I despise, than by spending an entire week following it. There's just something about some of the advice he gives I really don't like. Now, don't get me wrong, some of his advice is probably very good. I mean, I've scanned a few of them and you know what? They're okay, but certain specific things, I don't agree with you, Stephen King. I'm so sorry. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to pay attention to what you're actually saying. So the three pieces of writing advice that I hate, which I'm going to be following to the letter this week, are: you must read every day, you must write every day, and you cannot use adverbs. Obviously that is not specifically what Stephen King says, but we'll go into specifically what he says as we break it down. First, you must read every single day. I love reading. I am a terrible reader. If you want to be a writer, you must do two things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. There is no way around these two things that I'm aware of. No shortcut. Stephen King. And also, if you don't have the time to read, you don't have the time or the tools to write. Am I going to dispute the fact that reading can help you on your journey and make you become a better writer? I'm not disputing that at all. I just don't believe that you have to read every day, read everything. I don't believe that if you don't have the time to read, you don't have the tools to be a writer. I don't believe that stuff. This week I will be reading every single day, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. Now, I tried to look up how much time Stephen King reads for per day. Couldn't really find much about it, but I did find this tweet which says he reads about 80 books per year. Doing the math, 80 divided by 52 is roughly 1.5 books per week. So this week, I need to finish Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, which I was supposed to do in January, and I need to read half of Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, which I was supposed to do in February. So you can see how much of a bad reader I am by the fact that I'm not doing it like I said I would at the beginning of the year with my writing goals. The second piece of writing advice I hate: strive to write every day. You can really write every day, really. I don't believe you have to write every day to become a good writer. I don't believe you have to write regularly in order to become a good writer. You need to write regularly in order to progress in your story. Stephen King says, I like to get 10 pages a day, which amounts to 2,000 words. That's 180,000 words over a 3-month span, a goodish length for a book. So my goal for this week is to write 2,000 words per day. I know that in an interview he had with George R.R. Martin, he says he does 2,000 words per day and he gets them fairly clean. So I will need to make sure as I do my 2,000 words that I get them fairly clean, which means I'm going to have to go back and self-edit. The third thing I'm going to do as I rewrite, which is going to be so horrible and I'm not looking forward to it, is I'm not going to use adverbs at all. I believe the road to hell is paved with adverbs, and I will shout it from the rooftops. To put it another way, they're like dandelions. If you have one on your lawn, it looks pretty and unique. If you fail to root it out, however, you find 5 the next day, 50 the day after that, and then, my brothers and sisters, your lawn is totally, completely and profligately covered with dandelions. By then you see them for the weeds they really are, but by then it's too late. Stephen King. Look, I love me some adverbs. Do I know completely and utterly what an adverb is? No. But there is a difference between whispered and said softly. So I like adverbs. Adverbs are good. That is a hill I will die on. I love dandelions in my garden. So to not use any adverbs whatsoever, probably not quite what Stephen King meant, but I'm just not going to use them at all. See how much that frustrates me for the next 7 days. It's not going to be fun. This is my writing experiment, following the 3 pieces of writing advice I hate the most, and by the end of the week we'll see if following this writing advice does actually make me a better writer, which I'm guessing it won't. let's begin. Okay, we've been writing for 40-ish minutes, I guess. We're at 1163 for the day. I don't actually know if I have any adverbs whatsoever in what I've just written. I noticed a couple of times I wanted to write slowly, but I didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it through Hemingway, and I'm going to let that decide whether or not I have any adverbs in what I've just written. It's going to be easier that way. For those of you who don't know, Hemingway is sort of like this online app for grammar and readability, etc, etc. As you can see, it will tell me how many adverbs I've got, passive voice, alternative phrases with a simpler 9 hard to read sentences and no very hard to read sentences. So I can go through here now, and anything highlighted in blue is an adverb that I need to get rid of. So we're going to get rid of them with, so we get rid of neatly, right, get rid of might, and put would that work? Officially, no adverbs as per Stephen King's writing advice. We are sitting at 2,215 words for the day, so 2,000 words done. Day 1 completed. Day 2 of the Stephen King experiment. I have read already this morning. I've just got back from dropping the kids off at school, so I've read 2 or 3 chapters, maybe 15 minutes worth of reading already today, so thought I'd best get a head start with that, seeing as I did terrible with it yesterday. I'm going to make some tea, and we're going to Kettle's not working. Please don't judge me for what I'm about to do. Oh my god, I'm such trash for just doing that. Anyway, kettle's not working, so I have no choice. I had no choice. Seed and Storm, I've put in another little magnetic bookmark. That's where I need to read to minimum today, and I'm not too far off. I'm here. So I've got a couple of chapters left to go maybe for where I want to be. I'm going to have to start reading more than that though per day if I'm going to get this entire book and half of Ruin and Rising finished, but we'll panic about that in the future. And if I have to read, you know, an entire book's worth of pages in one day, then so be it. No! I hate checking my adverbs. 5! I'm sort of getting better, but again, that's not an adverb. Apparently, according to Hemingway app, it is an adverb. It's not the adverbs that I know. Damn you. I hate it. Let's get rid of them. It's really weird that sometimes 2,000 words seems like so much work to do, but then other times 2,000 words feels like absolutely nothing at all. Chapter 15, 230 words in, over halfway done. I hate you. It is day 4, it is 1:15. I am 50 pages away from finishing Siege and Storm. I've done my reading for the day, but I've got like 4 chapters left, so I might just finish this later and then tomorrow I can get started on Ruin and Rising. Yay! Well, not quite yay. I'm not that interested in going on to Ruin and Rising, but I must and I shall, because I do not DNF a book. And I've written just over 1,000 words, I think. I'm so not bothered today. I woke up this morning like I'm tired, I'm grumpy, I don't want to write. And I started writing, and luckily I'm sort of more or less rewriting old stuff instead of writing brand new stuff, so that's helped. This is the problem with having to write every day. You need to force yourself to, and then try and think of the best thing for you personally, whether it's, you know, going to be a good thing or not. Oh, stupid rules. Stupid rules. Do I want to keep writing now, or do I want to wait until... Oh, I've not even written 1,000 words. I lied. Oh. Well then. This killed me. This absolutely killed me. It is 8:30 in the evening and I've just finished my 2,000 words and I'm done. If you've noticed, I'm finishing these words, my 2,000 words per day, later and later, each and every day. First couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, I was doing really well. I'd finished before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and now I'm just... These are the 870 words I've just written, and I only have 2 adverbs in the entire thing. And they're both really... It is day 5, and I have resorted to Googling whether or not something is an adverb before I use it. And I'm not impressed. I've started Ruin and Rising already today. We are almost at the point where I can stop, and obviously here is where I need to read to by Sunday, so we've got a good chunk to read at the weekend, which I don't see as a problem. It's okay. It's okay. 11:42, 2,055 words written. Now it's time to see how many of these stupid words are adverbs, so I can get rid of them and be done nice and early for the day. 6! The only thing I have to do today, day 6, guys, by the way, is write 2,000 words, because look where I am in Ruin and Rising. I read half, I started it yesterday and I read half of the book yesterday because I got bored, so I thought, why not? I might as well keep reading it to see if I can finish the book by the end of the week. And then that's 2 books technically that I would have read in 1 week, so that's better than Stephen King does.
Don't compare yourself to the king.
I'll do what I want, thanks. The problem I have with not using adverbs is when I've used an adverb originally, I have to rewrite the sentence, and sometimes the sentence sounds really dumb, and then I have to sit there and think about a sentence that doesn't sound dumb but that doesn't contain an adverb, and it's annoying me. You know, checking adverbs every single time I write is the single most dumbest thing I have ever had to do with writing, and I blame Stephen King for this. No adverbs! Haha! I have succeeded in writing something with no adverbs in it. 3,687 words. That's not everything I've written today. Let me put in everything else I've written today, and we'll see how many I have. But At least I know I can write without adverbs. I mean, it took me twice as long as I usually did because I had to actively not use adverbs. But, oh, 9. Stupid adverbs. Oh, see, this is the thing. Magic is just that. Magic. Like, how do I rewrite that without the just and without another adverb so that line, which I like, doesn't sound dumb? Here's my issue, people. We finished nice and early again today. It is 12:30. The reason I wanted to finish so early is because I have work at 2 o'clock. So I want to do at least some relaxing before I go off and do some actual proper work. One day left of this experiment. We'll see how I feel at the end of it. It is day 7 of the Stephen King experiment and I am done with writing. That is, not that I've done my 2,000 words for the day, no, as in mentally I'm done. I do not want to write any more words. I don't want to write any more words. I don't want to. I've written 12,000 words already this week. I don't want to write any more. I have to. Is that funny? Thank God I don't have to read anything. So glad I finished those 1.5 books. How have I only written 1,000 words? It's 5 o'clock in the evening. How is this possible? This sucks. I hate you. It is 9:10 in the evening and I am finally done. 5 adverbs left. Just 5 adverbs left and I can be done with this stupid experiment. Stephen King, why? Read every day, write every day, don't use adverbs. That was my Stephen King experiment and I am finally done. I have some thoughts. Every writer's different. Every writer works best in a different way. Writing every day might work for some people. Reading every day might work for some people. Doing those things does not work for me. What writing every day showed me is that I'm at my best when I'm bothered to write. Those few days where I could easily get the 2,000 words done by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they were fantastic days. The writing was clean, it was good, it made sense. Those days where I didn't want to write, where I wasn't bothered, but I had to force myself to write anyway, those words, they aren't as good. Did reading make me a better writer? No. Did it inspire me to write better? You know what? Honestly, the series isn't actually that great, so no, it didn't. Did it show me how I don't want to write? I guess. There's nothing wrong with how Leigh Bardugo writes the Shadow and Bone series, it's just what she writes in the Shadow and Bone series that I don't like. Not using adverbs is dumb. The hassle it was to sit there and physically rewrite all of these sentences that had adverbs in them. You know what? Not using adverbs made them worse sentences. There were some sentences I couldn't even use and I had to cut completely because the sentence didn't work at all without the adverb. There are sentences in there which have sort of lost the context and characterization of the character itself because of the way I had to rewrite it so I didn't use adverbs. Like, if this experiment has taught me anything, it's that I can be productive if I put my mind to it. Or if I have a camera pointed at me and I'm doing it for the sole purpose of posting on YouTube. Stephen King, I still disagree with your writing advice. That's everything for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Good thoughts and happy writing.